Hello? Hi? Welcome? Is this live? It is live. Alright. For some reason, I can't find out how to get the link for this live stream before going live, so bear with me for a second while I find that and post it to different socials. Give me a second. Okay. I'm tweeting about this. Hello, Space Thing 7474. Sorry, I'm just doing. One more. Okay. I've now shared this everywhere. I can now play some of this game that is Spartan Total Warrior. I'm hearing myself on repeat. I'm posting this to different socials. Every time I do a stream, I'm trying to post it to one more social each time. I'm easing myself into streaming. So here we are with Spartan Total Warrior. Normally on this channel so far, I've covered games that I know a lot about. I don't actually know a lot about Spartan Total Warrior. The thing about this game is I played it maybe 15 years ago and I thought it was super impressive. Post the post before you start the stream. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to find the link to the stream before I start the stream. I think what I have to do is start the stream and put on a false countdown timer so the link appears. The way YouTube streaming works is really weird. This is like a God of War clone, sort of. But yeah, anyway, Spartan Total Warrior, welcome to this stream. This game is sort of a God of War clone. It was made by the people who made the Total War games, hence the Total Warrior thing. And the thing about it is, it's really impressive, technically. It puts a lot of units on the screen at once for a PS2 game, and it runs at 60 frames a second. And it's just a cool game. I remember playing a bit of it a long time ago and being like, I should play more of this, and then I didn't play more of this. And then since then, I saw a Tim Rogers post somewhere. Tim Rogers being a game journalist dude who said this is one of his favorite PS2 games of all time. And I was like, I should really play more of this. So I'm playing more of this now. Maybe I'll make a video out of it if I really end up loving it in this stream. But yeah, just keen to check this out. Thanks for joining me. From what I remember, yup, Shibi. Yeah, this is a God of War clone. I guess its USP is that there's just a heap of units on the screen at once. Joe T, yes, catching a mini-me stream, welcome. And it has really tight controls, and it runs at 60 FPS on the PS2 with heaps of units on the screen at once. You'll see in a second. I'm not sure if this is a real-time cutscene or not. I'd wager it is. But, I think it's a pretty long game too. I think this is like a 20 to 30 hour hack and slash, which is pretty unusual. But yeah, interested to see, I guess, if it's still a good game and if it's more than just a God of War clone. Damn, he just had like a... He was having a real moment there, just hearing the devil's voice, I suppose. Let me tell you a story about what I was doing last night. I was trying to play Red Steel on Wii, the launch game. Does anyone remember that? It was like an FPS. And I was trying to play it on... Who cares if it's a God of War clone? If the clone is fun to play, then clone away. Exactly. But I was trying to play Red Steel on Wii, and I popped it into the Wii U, because I like the HDMI output on the Wii U, and I booted it up, and everything was working fine until I got into the game. There's a mouse cursor on my screen. And then the Wiimote, the aim just started flickering while I was trying to aim in Red Steel. It was just like flicking around like crazy, so I was like, alright, something's wrong with my Wiimote, right? I was like, this Wiimote is probably 17 or so years old. So I started like changing the batteries in that. I was thinking like my Wii sensor was picking up like infrared from somewhere I didn't want it to. I was like moving that around. I replaced that. I was restarting the Wii. And the cursor just kept flicking around in red steel. I couldn't aim at all, no matter what I was doing. Eventually, what I realized was this was a glitch in red steel. It wasn't my Wiimote. It wasn't my Wii U. It wasn't my sensor bar. Red steel has a glitch where the aim flicks around like crazy, and it was never patched because the Wii didn't really do patches. And the IGN review mentions the glitch, and they just say they had to deal with it in the review. Turns out the way to fix the glitch is to turn the volume of the Wiimote speaker all the way down, and then the aim stops flicking around. Like, what is that? So I spent like 45 minutes 45 minutes trying to fix my Wiimote when it turns out red steel just has a glitch where the Wiimote doesn't work right unless you turn the volume down on the controller's speaker. And that just sent me. So I felt like I needed to get that off my chest. Thank you for listening. Spartan Total Warrior lets you play as the main guy from the movie Troy, played by Brad Pitt. His name was Troy. Troy is the greatest warrior of all the Spartans. I thought Troy equals Achilles at one point. His name is Troy, and he lives in Troy, and he defends Troy. Yo, mini mustache. There it is. Look at this. Look at this cheesy ass thing. You're one of the two people to buy a Wii U. Yeah, I bought a Wii U to play Wii and GameCube games with HDMI output. So this is Spartan Total Warrior, a game I don't know a lot about. Runs at 60 frames a second natively. And look at all the units on the screen. In real time, on the PS2, at 60 frames a second. Alright. How do you play this? Okay, circle is like a heavy attack, heavy lunge attack. Triangle, ooh, that's a fun jump. Triangle is a very instant jump. X is regular attack, and square doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe it's the action button or something. I remember this game being weirdly popular among two of my friends at school back in the day. They would talk about this game a lot. And I'm gonna find out why. It's so dense. What is this? I don't know. Can't stick around, but that's also the exact reason I bought my Wii U. Yeah, same. Like, I guess the Wii U library just isn't that good, and anything that is good on it seems to be on Switch. Open up your enemy's defense while stunning him. Shield bash L2 plus X. Okay. So shield bash and then start attacking, I suppose. I wonder if this game has giant bosses like God of War. This looks kind of fun, might try it. Yeah, it's a good game, from what I know. I remember playing a bit of it back in the day, and yeah, just thinking it was good and then never playing it again. Which happens sometimes. Seems to be a lot of crowd control, rather than super in-tight one-on-one battles. Because they used the tech from the Total War games, which would put heaps of individual units on the screen at once, and they took that tech and made a God of War clone. When you're surrounded, sweep the enemy away with your shield. Kind of AoE effect. You ever play Airblade? That was a PS2 launch title. I did play Airblade. I remember it being like a really gooey... Oh, that's fun. Oh, I like this a lot. So you can do it circle to shield bash multiple people, or X to do a big shield bash. This guy's like a mini boss. God of War type beat, indeed. Very much a God of War clone with way more units on the screen. And I'm not sure how supernatural this game gets. Okay, I should block more. The block seems to magnet to whoever's closest. That's weird. Does that mean I can just hold down block and block everyone if I'm in between them? We're testing this out. All I'm doing is holding L2. Can I get hit? I guess not. Mini-Me looks like a random cartel member from Narcos. What a legend. This mustache is an icebreaker. I turn up at house parties and people all comment on the mustache. It's not a good mustache by any means. It's like Drakengard if it was good. Oh shit, I missed what that said. Press square to pray. Okay, drop to the... Okay. So, holding block and pressing the face button seems to be a big modifier. This button's amazing. Look at this. This is block and circle, just shield bashes everyone out of your way. Oh, this is really, like, snappy. This feels good. I'm enjoying this. I see why people like this. I don't know if I can endure 30 hours of it, but we'll see where it goes. Not that this stream is going for 30 hours, don't you worry. I think the stash looks great. Thank you, I do too. Well, some days I do, some days I think it looks silly. If I'm doing like a job interview or something, it's very tempting to shave this thing off. Not that I do many job interviews. I haven't done one in years, actually. When I'm doing something formal. Look at this shield bash. This is great. 60 frames a second. Oh, I died. Rip. This is that Total War PS2 game. It is that Total War PS2 game. You failed me, Spartan. That's a hard opening level, although I'm not paying a lot of attention. Dude zooming around the battlefield, he is. Yo, dude, you have a face. Love your channel, have fun playing. Thank you, Schmex. I do have a face. I don't show it much. Ooh, arrows. Do I have a bow? I do have a bow. Okay, hold down L1 to get the bow out. 29 arrows. Alright. Oh, okay. Shit. We may have had our first hard lock. I'm not playing on real hardware. Rip. Rip stream. Alright. Bit of behind the curtains going on here. Alright. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Again. I want to try out that bow. I hope that bow doesn't crash the game. This is a very professional stream. You can tell by my production values. The text in the top right that I'm a full-time streamer. Whoa, I caught a live stream. Love your vids, Mini. Thank you, username. Appreciate that. Did it save? Didn't save. I'm gonna do this on easy, which I wouldn't normally do, but because I'm streaming and barely paying attention, maybe we can get through. The dude fights so many guys at once, it's almost comical. Yeah, this is fun. I remember seeing this box art all the time at GameStop. Yeah, I remember seeing it everywhere. That always put you in front of the PS2 game section. In front of the PS2 site, yeah. You ever played Dead to Rights? I got that with my Xbox as a youth and dug it up the other day. Felt like a mini-me kind of game. Yeah, I've played it briefly. I think it's quite good. I need to play it again. Much like this game, I just need to play more of it. 2005, damn, I threw it. Oh, I thought it was an early PS2 game. Yeah, no, 2005. Well, it came after the Total War games, right? And I think the first Total War game was... Oh, what was it? Was the first one Rome? There was one before Rome. Medieval was 1999, and then Rome was 2003. And then I think this is running on the Rome Total War engine. I'm guessing this game wasn't very successful. I don't remember Creative Assembly making any hack and slash games. I don't think it was terribly unsuccessful. They did make a sort of follow-up to this game called Viking Asgard or something. Does anyone remember what that was called? Viking? was that a follow-up to this game? Alright. Oh no, the bow does crash the game. Oh, this is horrible. I pressed L1 and the game died. I should have made a save state. Well, that's a bit sad. Should we play something else? Let's play something else. What else do I have here? That's very sad. I don't know what version of PC SX2 I'm using. Probably an old one. Let's play some Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. I may have to change the title of this stream. Or I could play the Fast and the Furious game. Let's do that. What would you prefer? Fast and the Furious 2006 or Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex? Let me know in the comments below. I would play Silent Hill. I do have Silent Hill 3. Another time. What do I have here? Tulip. Bujingai, the Forsaken City. Spy Fiction's a funny game. Fast and Furious. All right. Let's do that. Hopefully it works well in software emulation. And maybe it remembers my save file. I don't know. I love Ghost in the Shell 2. That standalone complex is one of my favorite PS2 games ever. This game I reviewed in 2020, it would have been, during like lockdown. Hang on, I've got to change the title of this stream, don't I? Live streaming, edit. Look at me go. Let's play Fast and Furious on PS2. Does that update it? The thumbnail is still going to be me in front of Spartan Total Warrior, but that's okay. Family indeed. This video is going to get done for copyrighted music for sure, but that's okay too. The Eutechnics Drift Engine. What I remember about this game is that handling's really bad, but everything else about it is kind of cool, which is kind of the exact thing you'd say about the Test Drive Unlimited games. They're amazing games, but the handling isn't great, which is a core problem. Sort of a big deal. Do I have a save file? I do. I played this during lockdown. It's cool. It's stylish. Arcana in chat. Oh, the whole family is in here. Look at us go. I'm pressing the start button. Okay, cool. This game is like surprisingly good looking, I guess I'd say. Get that DMCA strike on this video. Get copyrighted by Universal Music. Vin Diesel is cool because he came to Brazil and actually survived. I've completed 75% of the game. Let's give that a whirl. Not as good looking as Driver 3. I reckon Driver 3 is one of the best looking games on PS2, especially in screenshots. In motion too, but the pop-in is pretty noticeable. Career mode. For those just joining us, I just tried to play Spartan Total Warrior on my emulator, which is why the thumbnail is what it is. Ooh. Look at me go. Oh god. This is going to take a lot to get used to this handling. How are the audio levels, by the way? Is the music too loud? Are we good? Are we enjoying the 2006 pop punk? That pop punk makes me hate my parents again. Yeah, same. Something's going on with my controls. Damn, this is a hard game to play, having not played it in 3 years and loading a save file at the end. I think I turned off the game sound effects in favor of the music. Yeah, look at this. This would have been what I did ages ago. But yeah, playing this game reminds me, I had a huge like Outcast phase. I was listening to a lot of Outcast at the time. And it was the middle of the pandemic and I'd just moved into this new shoebox apartment. And every night I would just play a bit of this. And it's sort of, playing this now brings me straight back into that moment. How do I flash my lights? Alright, we're doing a highway battle. Ooh, bit of slowdown. I may have to fix the slowdown. That was awfully easy. Let's try and hardware emulate this. See how that goes. Oops, shit. My computer's just going black for a second there. I've never known what's better, Hardware emulating on OpenGL, Direct 3D 11 or 9? We'll try 9. Let's try this. See how this goes. Do they do Hyundais in this game? I'm not sure. Where is Megami? I should do Megami. My controller is flipping out. This is this stream we can call technical issues. The stream. Maybe I should change the title to that. God damn it! All right, we're gonna. Let's do a save state. Watching a dude fix tech issues on a computer. OpenGL is a safe option. We'll crack into some OpenGL. I'm sure this is a riveting stream, especially because my screen is adjusted for 4x3. Bear with me. If you're just joining us, we're trying to play The Fast and the Furious on PS2. We're going to put it on OpenGL. That all doesn't look too crazy. We're going to load the state I was just in. And my controller doesn't work. Oh no, there we go, we're in. Alright, this will do. Nice start. Thank you, Nicholas. This is like paying to see a local band to watch them figure out what the buzzing sound is live. Yeah, that's fair. Dude, my controller is like connecting and disconnecting at the same time. This is such a pain. Hey Mini-Me, love your videos. You gave insight into games I would otherwise look over. I hope the stream goes well. Thank you so much. The stream is going poorly in terms of technical issues, but I'm having fun. I hope you are too. So the map in this game from memory is like a... Controller died again. This is great. What do I do? Bear with me for a second as I go track down another Xbox controller. I have a feeling it's not receiving power and it's just dying. So I'm gonna go get another one. I'll be back in a sec. Sorry about this. Hi, welcome back to the stream. I have a blue Xbox controller now that I'm hoping will work. If you're just tuning in, I've been trying to play PS2 games and just running into issues over and over. Alright, this seems to be working. We're in action. Hope you enjoyed the live stream of a dude's chair in Australia for the last 30 seconds, but what I'm trying to do is play some Fast and Furious on PS2. You can see with the hardware emulation there's like some shader issues. You can see everything's kind of like duplicated a few pixels off. It is the I don't know what's going on, but I remember fixing that with hardware hacks when I did initially play this game. Let's have a look at the map. How good's this music? Yeah, Xbox controller of the PS2 game. I know. I try and play games on real hardware, but streaming makes it a lot trickier. That's a bigger map than I remember. Let's try... I remember the drift events being really, really, really hard. Suicide Mountain. We're going to set that as our destination, and we're going to drive there. We're going to take in the atmosphere. We could fast travel, but that's not what I'm about. So yeah, this game's really pretty. And I think it was developed by a British studio, even though it's like set in Tokyo and it looks like an Initial D game or a Wangan Midnight game or a Tokyo Extreme Racer game. I leave for 1 minute and now Spartan went into the future. Yeah, so Spartan kept freezing. I was playing Spartan Total Warrior and it kept freezing whenever I got the bow out because I'm playing on an emulator and I should have tested it more. So now we've switched over to a very similar game, Fast and Furious on PS2. And it seems to be working. The struggles of live streaming. Midnight Club 2 Family Edition. So the weird thing about this game is the drifting is so weird. Something I realized not very quickly, but something I realized in this game is the best way to play it is using the right stick up to accelerate and the right stick down to brake. Because if you use X, I guess especially on an Xbox controller, but even on a PS2 controller, if you use X to drive, it used the pressure-sensitive inputs to dictate how hard you're accelerating, which a lot of racing games did. But this game is very hard to play without fine control over your acceleration. So it's better to accelerate with the right stick. Whoa, where is Spartan? Yeah, I was playing Spartan and it just kept glitching out. I'm emulating because I'm streaming because it's easy to emulate and stream, so that didn't work. So now we're playing Fast and Furious, which you might note has very little to do with the films, and I'm very bad at it. Basically, the only way this ties into the films is some of your opponent drivers are Dominic Toretto and Paul Walker. Oh, Dominic Toretto and Brian O'Connor, I should have said. There's little to no cutscenes in this game. There's no actor likenesses in this game. I don't think there's any voice acting in this game. If you slow down, maybe we can spot a Spartan. Yeah. Let's give this a whirl. So the drifting in this game is so hard to do. Can you buy a Motec exhaust? We can have a look after this. So the drifting in this game is really, really hard to wrap your head around. And I remember when I made this video, there was a lot of people that were like, just get good. But like, if you go and look at any other, I guess, gameplay videos of this game, everyone's complaining about how bad the car handling is. So it isn't just me. Even though watching this footage, it must be really hard to watch because I'm just hitting walls all the time. Motec make Ecus? Was that the cringiest line? I don't actually know what you're talking about. Inform me. We're gonna verse Neela. And you can get these driver backgrounds. When Neela drifts, it's with an organic Zen-like approach. Her rotary-powered 03 Mazda RX-8 requires finesse to drift. But she's not a girly girl. She races with the boys and can hold her own in both in and out of her car. That's a recipe that catches the attention of Sean and anger of her boyfriend. DK, race her if you want, but stay out of the love triangle if you know what's good for you. That's the most character these games will have. They'll have these great little... Let's look at another one of these. Scorching hot import model turned... Scorching hot import model turned tire shredding drifter. This girl racer redefined smoking. Having returned to Japan from the States, her bad girl tendencies made her popular with the local drift crew, the Chapatsu or the T-Hairs. And she has adopted their name as her own. But sitting in the gallery corners is not her style, and soon she had built a Drift Spec Z of her own. She pushes her boosted fair lady to the very brink of physics, then holds it there, surfing out the razor's edge of control. It's loud and dirty and beautiful, and she likes it that way. If this isn't cringeworthy, if this isn't evocative of 2006 video games, the early 2000s in video games, hasn't aged well. One more. This is fun. Hopefully this is a guy. It is. Known for his winning combination of comedic monkey man antics and raw drifting talent, Nomuken is adored by the world over. He's been called as the ultimate drifter and loudmouth talker by his peers and drives this Uras ER34 on the Togue. Togue? I've never known how to pronounce that word. While this sedan may not have the performance of a GTR, his drifting prowess makes up the difference. Dubbed the Smokin' Drifter. They love this smokin' thing. For his love of shredding tires, Nomakin keeps the monkey magic alive. Well, alright. I'm versing Neela. This is the weirdest Total Warrior stream. Toge? Okay, fair enough. So, let's try some drifting. In my all-wheel drive Skyline. Which is probably part of the problem. This is all coming back to me. I remember the final mission in this game was just a nightmare. So I don't know what it is, but I just can't feather a drift that's really wide in this game. Let's... This is the worst stream. That wasn't too bad, but then I hit a wall. Alright, let's ignore the other racer. Let's see if I can just... No? Okay. We'll build up some momentum. The controls in this game are so weird. There we go. Alright, you've got to be really, like, specific with the acceleration and turning. Which I suppose is how drifting should be, but the way you regain grip in this game is so odd. You just sort of, like, swing back and keep going like nothing happened. Hang on. Nah. The worst. I remember when I was making my review for this video, I was trying to illustrate the point that... Review for this game, sorry. I was trying to illustrate the point that the handling's really bad. And I said something like, you'll often be crashing into walls. And in my initial edit of the video, I had like, you know, maybe a video of me just sort of gliding into a wall lightly. And so in my head, I was like, maybe I need to illustrate this point better. So I changed the clip from me just sort of lightly tapping a wall to me just head firsting like into a wall, and didn't really think about it. I was like, you know what, here's a clip of me just smashing into a wall. Hopefully that illustrates my point a little bit better that the handling in this game is bad. And then all the comments, which, fair enough, they called me out on this. They were like... They quoted me, they were like, Mini-Me says that car handling in this game is bad, and then he drives 100 miles per hour into a wall. And that was like, most of the comments just roasting me on that with like thousands of thumbs up. And yeah, fair enough. Fair cop. This must be the hardest thing to watch ever. But you see, the thing is, I'm not actually that far off. My rival has 7,000 points, and I have like 4,500 points. So you can just sort of cheese it and figure it out. Hearing Mini-Me read descriptions, that was poetic, lyrical, eloquent. What haven't I noticed yet? I'm gonna exit this event. Just waiting for a mate. How often did you play this? I probably played it for like... I played it every night for like a week. I probably played like, I don't know, 12 hours of it. But, I wouldn't say like I'm like good at it, or good at driving games even. Obviously, I'm not good at this. But it's a very unwieldy game. I remember thinking the all-wheel drive cars handled better than the rear-wheel ones when you wanted to drift. This game or Need for Speed Underground? I'm not following. Makes me want to wear a budgie smuggler, like Tony Abbott with his speed dealers. Let's do some car customization. I want to see what cars I have saved. If you're just joining us, this is the Fast and Furious PS2 game. Han's Tune Shop. Let's go there. Set destination. Which is better, Need for Speed Underground or Heat or this? It's absolutely Underground. This is this is not a great game. It's very pretty though. Everything's sort of glowing a bit more than it should in this footage because I'm emulating it. But considering how low budget this game is, it has like no cutscenes. Almost no cutscenes. The graphics are quite good. I feel misled by the Discord announcement message. Yeah, sorry. So I was playing Spartan Total Warrior, but it kept freezing whenever I got the bow and arrow out, so we all collectively decided it was better to play Need for Speed on PS2. See, when you enter a drift in this game, it's very difficult. And maybe drifting in real life is just really hard and I'm just used to video game drifting physics and maybe this is actually really accurate. It's like, this could be the most accurate depiction of drifting a video game has ever seen, but I'm so used to video game drifting that when I play this, it just doesn't really work. It doesn't really feel right. I'm still salty that they cancelled the Genki Fast and Furious game. It would have been so much better than this. Yeah, 100%. And Genki made really good racing games. Eutechnics, not so much. So for those who don't know, there's a studio called Genki who make a lot of like Japanese drifting and racing games, and they were pretty far in development in a Fast and Furious open world Need for Speed style racing game in 2003, but it got cancelled, and then this came out in 2006 and no one cared because it's not that good. Was playing Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero last night, and one of the special features is a trailer for the upcoming street racing movie, The Fast and the Furious. That's wild. Yeah. There were so many video games back then about like tuner culture and cars, and I remember playing a Fast and Furious Java 3D game on my Nokia N70. Yeah, I played a few of those too. They were okay. I think Gameloft did a bunch of Fast and Furious games on J2ME. And Gameloft made good J2ME games, and the physics in this game are crazy. But yeah. They gave the license to slightly mad studios to produce a real abomination. Fast and Furious Crossroads was made by the Project Cars team. Crossroads, I didn't completely hate. I had a pretty good time with, but it is an abomination. I wouldn't recommend it. The thing about Crossroads, which is the 2020 Fast and Furious game that sort of got memed on a lot. Damn, I'm going real fast here. Handling's almost better when I'm going at like 200 miles an hour. The thing about Crossroads, and I talk about this a little bit in my upcoming video about Fast and Furious Showdown, is Crossroads... What do I do here? I've got to go left. Do I go down here? Alright. Crossroads... The thing that I kind of respect about Crossroads was that it was trying to be like an arcade, stunt-driving, mission-based, story-driven action game. And when you look at driving games, they're all very derivative and they all build upon each other. You know, this game's basically Need for Speed. Fast and Furious Spy Racer's Rise of Shifter is basically Mario Kart. But Crossroads can't really look to another game. It can't really look at a super popular, story-driven, high-budget, stunt-driving action game and be like, there's the formula. We can just derive our game from that and we'll know it'll be a hit. Crossroads doesn't have that luxury. I don't want to enter the Mazda dealership. So Crossroads kind of has to come up with all of its ideas from scratch and all of its mechanics from scratch. And because of that, I do have a bit of respect for it, in the sense that, like, the game was kind of doomed from the start. Obviously, it's kind of a shitty game anyway, and it wasn't very well executed, even for what they tried to do. But on some level, I'm like, alright, you know, They were put in a hard spot. Yo, what up? Just made it. What's cracking? Welcome. Not much. Playing some Fast and Furious on PS2. Alright. I played this game in 2020, and I haven't played it since, but I'm looking at my old save file. This game has really, really, really involved customization. Level 5 NOS, nice. We can upgrade the exhaust. See that Pac-Man I've got down there because this is a Namco game? Do I have the money? I've got heaps of money. Alright, we're getting better exhaust. We've got max fuel injection, max everything. Look at me go. I've maxed out this car apparently in 2020. Weight reduction. Is that even a good thing? Alright. Maybe that's why I can't drift. The car's really light. We're just sort of like a feather. Like soap in a bathtub. How do I like change to my other cars? Hi from Brazil. Hi, welcome. Anyone else think Micro sounds like Mini? Show us your garage. I'm looking for my garage. It doesn't seem to be the place to look at your other cars. I don't know if I sold my other cars, because I remember designing this, like, Lightning McQueen looking thing. Let's look on the map. Is there like a your garage? Robo garage? That's probably it. Let's drive there. Hello, you are great, thank you. Show us your real garage. My real garage? I mean, I'm in a rental. In an apartment, so it's a shared garage. And there's no reception down there. Where are we going? Mini-Me house tour. It's a... yeah, nah. I wish I had a house. I live in Sydney, man. What do you drive? I feel like you probably drive a Toyota. I drive a Hyundai Accent. A very cool car. Very cool city commuter car. Hi, it's Mini-Me. Welcome to my crib. Look at this gameplay of me sliding into walls and spinning out. Is this my garage? Yeah. Let's see if I have cars in here. I kind of spent this whole game like figuring out which car handled the best. I think I settled on this Skyline. And then the game ended. Alright, I've got a RX-7. Is this? I've got a 97 Silvia. Wait, do I have to like press A on them to bring them out? Alright, let's bring out the RX-7. Lovely. I like RX-7s. Whoa. Whoa. Don't think that's meant to happen. That's interesting. There's some code to just scale things like that? I don't know. What else we got here? 06, what's a Mazda Speed? Is that a concept car? Oh, no. What's a Mazda Speed? Do we not have these here? Just looks like an RX-8 or something. I'm always going to enjoy whatever that is. I live in New York and the whole state looks like the Sydney dust storms from 2009. Yeah, I heard about that. It sucks. We had smoke coverage. Ooh, I think this is the car I'm looking for. We had smoke coverage in 2019 and early 2020, and everyone had to wear masks. Yes, look at this. Look at this. Look at this car I made. I love drifting. Rust ease. We're driving this. What's the spiders per day rate in Sydney? It's a funny thing. Everyone in the US thinks that like we're legitimately hiding from snakes and spiders all day here in Australia. And I don't want to like burst the bubble because it's funny, but it's not an issue. What do you drive? I drive a Hyundai Accent 2018. Thank you for asking. White. Hyundai Accent Sport, even though Sport was the only model they sold. Look at this thing. Australia has heaps of deadly critters, and if you go to the outback, you're gonna die. Not really, but you have to be way more careful. But everyone, like, no one's thinking about it. You see a big spider sometimes, and you're like, that's a big spider, but that's kind of it, and that's not often. I remember I was in LA once, and I went to Chick-fil-A because I was like, I want to try the meme chicken. I want to see what the meme chicken tastes like. Let's race Kim here. And I was like, hey, can I get this chicken from your lovely establishment here at Chick-fil-A? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then the cashier was like, are you Australian, Peter? And I was like, I am Australian. And they were like, are there lots of dangerous animals in Australia? And I was like, yeah, there kind of is. And then the whole Chick-fil-A started like talking to each other, like all the chefs piped up and stuff, and they were all like, I would never go to Australia. I don't want to die. It's too dangerous down there. Or in their American accent. So they were like, I would never go to Australia. I can't do an American accent. And I was like, is it that bad? I never even think about it. So I think that some Americans genuinely think that we're all just like legitimately hiding from spiders and snakes all day. And drop bears, which are definitely real. And cane toads. Australians are a real novelty in California. Flawless American accent. How do you do American? What's American? I'm gonna approaching roll-up race. No, I can't do American. Fuck American. I'm gonna Texas. How do you do Texas? Yeehaw! I'm a cowboy. Nah, I don't know. Cowboy dialect. Howdy, partner. I'm from Texas. My name's Mini-Me. I review children's games on the internet. I'm currently playing a bit of Too Fast, Too Furious. Actually, The Fast and the Furious by a developer named U-Technics. Here on here on the Micro Meat. No, I can't do it. Welcome to Micro Me live streams where we play crappy licensed games and do racist accents. Canada had wildfires and it came to us. Yeah, we had crazy fires. The smoke from the fires in around me in Sydney carried all the way over to New Zealand, and New Zealand got wrecked by smoke coverage. So it went all the way across the ocean. It was crazy. Sounds like you're saying micro meat. Micro me. How good's the J-pop? How good's the music? This game's good. It's terrible, but it's good. Let's go to this Aquiline Bridge hotspot. Hopefully we'll see Brian O'Connor or Vin Diesel. I had a friend from London and I told everyone in my college that he was Australian and they believed us. Yeah, people think I'm British a lot in my comments. Because I don't have that like, g'day mate, I'm from Australia. I'm from rural Victoria. I don't have that like super Aussie Ocker accent. And people don't realize that Australia has more than one accent, so I guess they just think I'm British. We got Warren, Trin. I like that I've defeated JDM Justin. So he's still learning to drive. Hollywood. Hey, Hollywood's in the Mazda Speed 6. Straight out of Canada comes Hollywood, yeah. What? Straight out of Canada comes Hollywood, yeah, just like the city, only better. So he's Canadian, his name's Hollywood. But Hollywood, is Hollywood a city? Anyway. He's given up on the hockey. Because he's Canadian. He's given up on the hockey and crowd for a fast-paced life as a race car driver, stuntman, and movie star. He's got a pretty cool gig, eh? Because Canadian, because he plays hockey and says eh? His friends call him LB, but that's thanks to his mad karaoke skills. You can call him JDM Justin. He's the only blonde-haired, blue-eyed California boy to make the great leap from the States as the member of famous J-pop band Lemon Dropkick. Hollywood is an area in LA. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. Is Hollywood... You're shitting me. I almost thought Hollywood is in Ontario, but I think you're making a joke. As the leader of Daily Driven, Trin is the foundation of the crew. But behind the wheel, his focus shifts to studying the dynamics of his car on the Wangan. Not convinced that his drifting is the best use of his Sylvia, Trin has set his sights on building a grip-spec streetable S14. It's still in the build-up, but stage 2 is in sight. I love these. Warren enjoys nothing more than flexing his American muscle in the Tokyo Bay. Warren can maneuver his heavyweight Charger like no other. His only weakness is his transmission. It's automatic, but once he's up to speed, his Charger is a force to be reckoned with. Let's race Warren. Actual celebrity guest? There is someone in this game who is like a famous drifter. Oh, Lemon Dropkick band. Okay. Someone in this game is like an actual famous drifter, and they like helped develop the game. Like they were an advisor on the game, telling the developers how the drift mechanics should work. How do I NOS? Is that NOS? Ooh, look at me go. Sydney is not as bad as it sounds. Do you mean in terms of, like, dangerous animals? Because, yeah. Sydney's a nice city. It's just very expensive. And if you're not on a high income here, you're kind of going to get completely priced out of the housing market. Which is why I'm renting. Famous drifter sounds like a famous hobo to me? Yeah. I was thinking of making a joke. Is Mini-Me a reference to Austin Powers? Not really. When I was like 8 years old, or when I was a kid, my older brother called me his Mini-Me. And then when I was 8 years old, I was making a Hotmail account. So I was like, you know what? My brother calls me Mini-Me. I'm going to make my Hotmail account Mini-Me. And I put 2 M's. I misspelt it. M-I-N-I-M-M-E. And then I just stuck with it. And now it's the least searchable username on YouTube. At least you don't live in Dubai. Yeah, I suppose. I won. I'm breezing through like early races in my endgame cars. I want to see if we can find Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. How long have we been streaming for? Don't know. My first account was Officer Izzy, which was based on Officer Cartman. I like that. PS2 is memories. I agree. So at one of these race events, you can find Dom Toretto, and I wanna read the bios. I want to see what they have to say about him. Almost an hour? Okay, we can keep it going. We'll keep it rolling. Let's go like hour and a half. Start. Map. The amount of people joining this stream that must be confused by... I posted this to like all my socials being like, I'm playing some Spartan Total Warrior. And then they click this and it's just Fast and Furious on PS2. We're going to Toshi's hotspot, which there appears to be 2 of. I think you can just enter it from either side of the road, which is why there's 2 of them on the map. Let's warp there. Would Dom Toretto beat Milo from Wheelman in a street race? Please, his name is Milo Burek. Please use his last name. Would Dom Toretto beat Milo? Dom Toretto doesn't seem to really lose street races ever. Yeah, I'm shocked by the mustache too. I'm shocked that I kept it for as long as I have. Milo Burek just has like this superhuman ability to jump between cars while flying, but then so does Dom Toretto. It's a good question. I feel like I should make a 40-minute YouTube video about it. Hanzo, Deltova, Tamago-kun, Brachan. Guess there's no Vin Diesel here. A misfit and a class clown, Brachan, or Mr. G to his rivals, enjoys messing with his competitors before a race with his playful trash talking. They say he once even told a poor racer that he paid more for his TV than what the driver paid for his car. This turned out to be true, but Mr. G apparently had sold one of his cars to buy the TV. He's no bully though. If he likes you, he'll mess with you. So as far as he's concerned, nearly all his competitors are amigos. It's when the joking stops that you have to be aware. It sounds like the most annoying friend ever. Alright. No Vin Diesel or Paul Walker here. You look like one of the Aussie rugby team with that face rug. It's cool. Thank you, Dan. Into the Dieselverse. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like having like a different look every single year. Last year I was shaving my head a lot, like clipping it, not all the way to bald. I'm not balding or anything, thankfully. But it was just, I don't know, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go short and keep a big mustache. Your famous drifter is Reese Millen. Okay. Is he famous? He's from New Zealand, so not too far from you. I don't think he'd be at the Toge. It's not Toshi's hotspot. Rainbow Bridge hotspot. I have a good feeling about Rainbow Bridge hotspot. If you're just tuning in, we're playing Fast and Furious on PS2 and trying to find Vin Diesel. Do bleached cornrows and a soul patch next? God damn. That would be bold. That would be real bold. I am thinking of bleaching in my hair sometime. Thinking of going blonde. What franchise would you cross the Fast franchise? What franchise would you cross the Fast franchise with? Personally, I'd choose Austin Powers. Oh, what would you do a crossover with? I feel like it'd be best to cross over the Fast and Furious with like a rival family, like a rival team, but I can't think of anything that works. What other games do you play? I play a lot of games. K-pop hairstyle, are those just mushroom cuts? Kind of. Kiichiro. HJ Norman. Brian O'Connor. Team Furious. So Brian, as far as we know in the lore, never went to Japan. So it's funny that he's in this game. Maybe he just went on holiday one day to do a few races. So at this point in the franchise, this was a Tokyo Drift video game. So the reason they said he was gone, because at this point the Fast franchise hadn't really figured out what it was trying to be, and Tokyo Drift kind of had nothing to do with all the others until it did. Does this game have its own story, or is it in line with one of the movies? It's the Tokyo Drift game, so it's in Tokyo Drift, but it doesn't really have a story. You kind of just unlock more and more events. The most story you get is these great bios for each racer. They said he was gone, and as far as... Can I do this with an American accent? They said he was gone. I can't do American. They said he was gone, and as far as... They said he was gone, and as far as anyone statewide knows, that's the truth. No, I can't do it. They said he was gone, and as far as anyone statewide knows, that's the truth. With things getting too hot to handle in Miami, Brian decided to leave the states behind for Tokyo. So if this is canon, Miami was too much. Verone, that whole Verone thing was too much. So he ditched it for Tokyo. Once in Japan, it didn't take him long for his love to racing to lead him to the used car yard. After looking at his options, he picked up this used R34 Skyline GTR V-Spec 2 and got working on it, but he needed help, and that's when he found Dom. Isn't that nice? So during Tokyo Drift, Vin found Dom. They're destined for each other. They're the cutest couple. Ray got a Ford Racing Mustang. If it's not from Detroit, it gets no... This I can read in a Texan accent. The roaring... No, I can't. How do you do a Texan accent? Howdy, partner. The roar and sound of a V8 is what... No, I can't do this shit. Is what Razor Ray lives for. For any AFL fans, Razor Ray's a funny name. If it's not from Detroit, it gets no respect from Ray. His #1 goal on the Wangan is to show his Japanese racers what a real import is. Whatever it takes is his motto, just to make sure you're not in his way. Let's give Paul Walker a race. Ever wanted to see Lightning McQueen versus Brian O'Connor? We appreciate the attempts at American accents. It's hard. What's your favorite TV show? Man. What is my favorite TV show? I don't know, dude. What is my favorite TV show? I really like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Maybe. So as far as I remember, Brian and Dom are like two of the hardest races in the whole game. Fittingly. But they're pretty much the only references to the movies in this whole game. This may as well not be a Fast and Furious video game. So like if you're after fan service, this game gives you nothing. It just tells you that Brian was in Tokyo, which I'm having a very hard time controlling this car. The handling in this game's weird, alright? It's not just me. Everyone thinks it. Alright, I'm gonna buckle down. I'm gonna stop saying the funny words. I'm gonna try and beat this race. God damn it. Even when I'm doing okay, there's traffic appearing. Yeah, I'm not winning this. Maybe in my Skyline I would have won this, but I want to be Lightning McQueen. I want to feel the speed. Is that the quote? Yeah, I didn't win. Still hasn't noticed. Hello, welcome to my stream. This game is called Spartan Total Warrior. Subscribe if you like. Is that what I haven't noticed? I could change that. How do you change things? This game is called... There you go. And the Furious. Look at me go, changing my live stream on the fly. Imagine just getting your license and then become a Fast and Furious driver. The dream. Why they need a 3-lane highway when everyone's taking the train? Good question. I just got destroyed in that race. Let's see if we can find Vin Diesel. Professional streamer. Do I say streamer? I guess so. What? Streamer. I am an American. I am a professional streamer. This is the bad accent stream. Welcome if you're just joining us to the Fast and the Furious, which isn't Spartan Total Warrior, which is what I thought I was going to stream today. But it kept freezing. So now we're playing Finding Vino, where we look for Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious game. Bro changing accents, House MD reference. I very much enjoy House MD memes. I enjoy the structure of every House episode. Where House is like, you know, there's a patient who has a rare disease and the team can't fix it, and then House just antagonizes the patient for a while. And then House is like, I've got it. He has this rare disease. You guys are all idiots. And then House's boss is like, it's too risky. You can't use that cure on him. And then House is like, I'm doing it anyway. And then they save the patient's life. That's House. I'm convinced there's only one Australian in Australia doing all the Australian YouTube channels. Mini-Me, Desync, and Dank Pods are the same person. Wake up, sheeple. It's true. Mini-Me's my side hustle. Where would Vin Diesel be? I don't think he'd be drifting because he's in his muscle car. Toretto's Muscle Shop? I think that's just a upgrade place. We've checked Toshi's. We haven't clicked... I think he'd be at Tokyo Tower. We're going to Tokyo Tower. I went to Tokyo Tower this year, actually. And it's very tall. It's the tallest building in the world. This game doesn't look half bad. It's not. It's one of those games where like everything about it's really quite good and the graphics are quite good. The car upgrading and customization is especially really good. But the car handling is really bad. So it kind of lets down the rest of the game. Thank you very much for this stream. I just came from a party and that's exactly the thing I need now. I'm glad to entertain you. You're from Sydney? Do you know Derek? I don't know Derek. I don't know any Dereks, I don't think. Derek Zoolander. Derek from Classic Game Room. Ali-san. E. Mori. Hiroki Naba. Taniguchi Sisters? Is that their last name? Oh, okay. This car is driven by not one, but two pro drivers. Both Miho and Izumi are very experienced in all forms of motorsport, having competed in several professional level events, such as touring, autocross, toge, and even kart racing. This prepared the sisters for competition in Japan's premier endurance racing series as a driver and co-driver team, where they piloted the top secret DC-5 to great success. But Nagata-san demands that the sisters stay sharp in the off-season. So they cruise the Wangan together in the naturally aspirated 9,000 RPM mecha-tuned, not mega-tuned, mecha-tuned Z, hunting for worthy challenges. Cool. Let's go find Vin Diesel. Yeah, does it have two steering wheels? How do they both pilot it? Is it like a rally situation? Is Classic Game Room coming back? What happened to Classic Game Room? Because, like, I remember Mark Bussler was really annoyed at, like, the YouTube adpocalypse stuff. And I think that drove him away from YouTube, and he tried to put his videos on Amazon and stuff. Where in the world is Vin Diesel? Is he wouldn't be at Toretto's. He wouldn't be at a Toad. Drifting. You don't... Vin Diesel doesn't drift. He does the thing in his car where, like, you know, the two wheels. I guess we're going to try the Aquiline Bridge hotspot. Lawsuit with Classic Game Room or something that prevented them from making video game review video. Oh, that's sad. I miss Classic Game Room. That was a fun channel back in the day. Yeah, Classic Game Room was a fun... Actually, Classic Game Room was probably one of the bigger reasons I started my channel. I just really liked his vibes, man. My wife and I saw him from across the room and we really liked your vibe. But yeah, I just really liked his vibe. And I liked that he was doing sort of laid-back video game reviews at a time when there was a lot of angry and animated reviewers. I found that really refreshing. Hollywood. We've been here. I've seen Hollywood before. No Vin Diesel. We'll try somewhere else. Yeah, so AVGN, that kind of stuff I never really vibed with. I really liked Classic Game Room around that time, and I really liked ABC Good Game, which is an Australian TV show or was an Australian TV show, where they also reviewed games in a really laid-back way. So I think when I started my channel, I just wanted it to be laid back. That was like my #1 goal. I don't know where Vin Diesel is. Do I have to Google this? I swear he wouldn't be at a Drift event. Maybe it's just Paul Walker? Is Vin Diesel even in this game? I'm Googling this. Dominic Toretto, Fast and Furious 2006. This isn't gonna work. PS2 game. Is he in it? Sorry that you're not seeing this. Maybe I can type walkthrough. Maybe someone's made a text walkthrough. I don't know. I don't know if he's even in it. Don't know. Watching a stream of a guy using a computer. Hi Mimi, thoughts on the music in this game? It's fun. I like it. Music makes me want to text that girl I liked in school. Yeah, it's really throwbacky. Niv Gasoline. Who's your favorite game reviewer making videos today? Thank you. My mustache is looking good. Stop Skeletons from Fighting is one I like. My favorite game reviewer today, I think Skill Up is very good. I like Skill Up a lot. I don't watch a lot of game reviews like I used to, because I think it just makes me think about my YouTube channel a lot. I'm like, I should be doing it the way this reviewer does it. A lot of the games coverage I consume nowadays is through podcasts, and I really like the Jeff Gerstmann podcast, and I really like Next Lander, so basically the X-Giant Bomb guys I really enjoy. I don't listen to a lot of reviews anymore. But yeah, I think Skill Up is fantastic. Bustler stated that this is due to a change in his life and he would like to focus more on his writing and filmmaking. Fair enough. I knew you were going to say Skill Up. Yeah. Skill Up's actually a Sydney guy as well. I don't know him. I've never spoken to him, but I think the way he talks about games is very very measured. And I like it. I like his style. I don't know what I'm doing in this game anymore. I don't know if Vin Diesel is in it. I've checked everywhere. I could swear he was at the Rainbow Bridge hotspot. Maybe there's 2 hotspots. Let's try this again. Hey Minnie, what a coincidence that you're streaming now. I just got home with dinner, BOGO pizza, plus a free giant sandwich with reward points, so I'm eating like a king. I'm glad. Good to see you here. If you're just joining us, like you are, Dominant I was playing Spartan Total Warrior, but it kept glitching out, so now I'm playing the Fast and the Furious on PS2 and tracking down Vin Diesel. This was a game that I reviewed a couple of years ago. Kichiro, yeah, we've looked at this. Ray, oh, hold up, but last time we were here, Paul Walker was here. But this time Paul Walker's not here and Vin Diesel is here. Well, that's nice. He always seemed like one of those really clickbaity, inflammatory ones out of now. I don't know if he is clickbaity. Like, I actually disagree with Skill Up a lot. I wouldn't say he's a clickbaity reviewer though. He's just, most of his titles are just like, I don't recommend this and I do recommend this, and I don't think that's really clickbaity. Anyway, this might give us more of an insight of why Toretto turned up in Tokyo Drift, but probably not. Word on the street was that Toretto went into hiding after the climatic destruction of his 900 horsepower beast during his fateful race with Brian O'Connor. Some said he hid out in Mexico. Others said the king of races was gone for good. But recently in Tokyo, there have been whispers, ... rumors of a beautifully restored Dodge Charger appearing on the Wangan. Few have seen the mysterious black car, and even fewer have been able to keep it in sight. Jake from GameRanks does good reviews, the before you buy ones. Yeah, they're good. Haven't seen a lot of them. Visual novelty of writing. I know. That's actually so accurate. It's like fanfic stuff. Ever want to see Lightning McQueen versus Dom Toretto? I'm going to focus real hard, try and win this one. Don't distract me. Look how much faster he is. Okay, I need a better car. I should nos. But Dom Toretto famously nosses at the end of every race, doesn't he? Isn't that like his thing? He's like, you went too early. Oh my god. Oh my god. He straightened me up, we're good. This game's really pretty. Like, the aesthetic's nice. I dig. I know it's just ripping off Wang and Midnight, but still. Look at me just grinding against a wall. In 2006, game developers were obsessed with bloom effects. And sometimes it was really bad. And sometimes it was really good. And I think it's good here. And I was playing Red Steel the other day, and I think it's good there too. I'm winning. I'm gonna win this. He looks like he's stuck. We're good, I think. Why was Brian O'Connor so much harder than this? The handling in this... In case you're wondering why I'm so bad at this game, the handling in this game is just out of this world weird. It's sort of the biggest problem with it. You kind of need to... Oh my god. You kind of need to be real careful with your driving. What happened to the other game you were playing? It glitched out, so I changed to this game. Well, that was fun. Now we know that Lightning McQueen would beat Dom Toretto in a race. Like, Dom Toretto may be fast, but Lightning McQueen is speed. It's not something that Dom Toretto can say. Like, Lightning McQueen is the concept of speed. The revolutionary U-Technics drift engine, yeah. When do the Mini-Me socks on the website get released? It's funny, I was talking to someone about merch yesterday. It's weird with merch, like... I feel like with merch, I need to partner with someone who's more passionate about it than I am. Because I'm not really a designer or an artist. And it's also a weird time to release merch. I feel like everyone's struggling with the cost of living crisis, and it just feels a little... I'm probably overblowing it, but it feels slightly tone deaf to just be like, hey, buy a YouTuber's shirt, you know. I want to release a cap. I think a corduroy cap with like Mini-Me written on it. I think that'd be cool. Bro, I want the graphically impressive not gay programming socks from Mini-Me. Why can't my Uber Eats guys drive like you in this game? Remember when people kept asking on Patreon for feet pics? Yeah. That was my fault. I drove that joke forwards. Let's try another drift event, then we might call it a day on this game. But yeah, I don't know. I think if I do merch, just like 1 or 2 items, like a hat, you know, a hat and a hoodie or something. And I don't know. I don't want it to feel like I'm profiting. Which is dumb because, you know, this is kind of... Being a YouTuber kind of is running a business and I need to, you know... I need food to survive, but... It just feels weird to me, I don't know. I don't like selling stuff. Mini-Me brand fake mustaches, good idea. I agree, Izzy, they are depraved. Alright, we're gonna do one more drift event because I feel like I can drift a bit better now that I've played this game a bit more. I've got a couple of friends who are into making clothes. It's time to throw ethics out the window. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't want to destroy the environment by just making cheap t-shirts in the world. I'd like them to be quality, and I feel like a lot of print sites are a bit... Although they do seem to have gotten better, but... You know, fast fashion is bad for the environment. I think a cap. I think a cap that just says Mini-Me on it. Just a corduroy, a light brown corduroy cap with dark red font. Alex Pfeiffer. Alex Pfeiffer. Isn't that the guy from Stormbreaker? Why am I Googling? Stormbreaker. Alex Pettifer. I was close. Alright. He's got a sprinter, so he's delivering tofu, which is nice. Straight out of the Pacific Islands comes the slidin' Hawaiian, Alex Pfeiffer. Having learned how to drift on the pineapple fields and winding roads of Honolulu, Hawaii back in the early 90s, he can drift... That's some dodgy grammar. He can drift almost any car with incredible skill. Since that time, Alex has been at the forefront of the drifting community in the USA and has moved to the professional ranks with multiple wins and podium finishes. He's best known for his aggressive driving style with his AE86, but also driving for RS Star R in their S2000 during 2005. Mating a 4-cylinder Toyota mill to a turbocharger that's given Alex's flat-back hatchie lots of power thanks to the battle version suspension drifting is easy, even with flip-flops. What is this? Are you feeling better about streaming since your first one? I am. I'm enjoying this a lot. Please tell me you showed the Mad Drift tutorial videos on the stream. People need to see those. I haven't. Maybe okay, after this I might track those down, then we can end the stream. Will your third channel be called NanoMe? Maybe. I reckon like a Mega Me, like a bigger one. I'm going bigger than Mini Me. I just have to like get it to have more subscribers so it makes sense. I don't know what the quickest way to get subscribers on YouTube is. Maybe I need to like talk about other YouTubers or something. VOD channel called Megami? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm so shockingly bad at this game. It's the game's fault, it's not me. It's a really good looking game. Like, as far as these like Wangan Midnight night driving drifting games go, I think this is one of the better looking ones, like, period, like, of all of them. Oh, that kind of looked like a drift. So I had to like brake and just weirdly pivot the car back around. Oh, look at this. There we are. Look at that. I'm drifting. It's harder than it looks. I guess next week I can try and get Spartan Total Warrior working. Do I change the thumbnail of this one? I suppose I should. The guy's still beating me. Look at this. See, when you brake while your car is basically backwards, like I can drift to the point where my tail is in front of my nose, and as soon as I hit brake, it like pivots back around just arbitrarily and straightens back up. It is so weird. It just doesn't feel right at all. This emotional music. Like, I try and explain what I mean here. So I start drifting. I couldn't get enough on it. But as soon as I brake, it basically fixes the drift, no matter what position I'm in. I don't have to turn. The brake will just straighten me up. which doesn't make sense. And it's not handbrake either, it's just brake. Weird game. Damn, this song's real deep emo vibe. There's some like Mayday Parade sort of energies to this. What tires do you have on the car? If I recall correctly, that made a huge difference. I think they're drift tires. I think I am just bad at the game. I don't know. I did get used to it on my first run through. I've obviously beat the game, so I can't be doing too terrible, but just playing this game one-off years after I last played it is kind of confusing. This song is what I'ma text that girl from school saying. We should bring back nu metal. What a great genre it is. I agree. We're gonna go watch the drifting tutorials, if we can find them. Nu metal was good. Unironically. I'm the perfect age to say that though. Like when I was like 10 years old and nu metal was huge, it seemed like the coolest thing on the planet. But people that were like 30 years old then probably thought it was the most cringeworthy thing. I don't know where the drift tutorials are. Maybe when you join this place? Nu metal is sort of coming back? I hope so. If you're just joining us, the stream's about to end, so thank you. But we have been playing the Fast and Furious on PS2. And we found Vin Diesel. And we found Brian O'Connor. The only two connections to the franchise in this game. Still waiting for the Mini-Me Rap EP. Ooh, lots of tofu delivery going on here. Katsuhiro, Hiroto. Potatoes O'Brien. We got to learn about Potatoes O'Brien. Here we go. The sideways shenanigans of the Gerbil Zoo Hachiroku are the result of the wild brilliance of drift artist Lance Kuryanov, or Potatoes O'Brien to his friends. With one eye out the side window and the other on the absurd, he brings his unique vision to both the art that adorns his car and the technique that propels it sideways in a blaze of tire smoke. The only drifter on the Toge to ever be seen clutch kicking while wearing a bathrobe, Lance's quirkiness is in perfect harmony with the pro drifters of Japan, whose ranks he may someday join. Lovely. This game is full of stereotypes, poorly aged jokes, and some really sketchy drifting mechanics. Deja vu. I've been in this place before, higher on the street, and I know my time to go. Oh, their lyrics. I was like, what are you talking about? Bare bones generic stream thumbnail is made. Okay, I appreciate that. I'm going to wrap up this stream. So thank you so much for joining me. I do this every Thursday morning, which is now for me, so it's probably Wednesday evening for most of you. Next week I'll try and do Spartan Total Warrior, if I can get it to not freeze. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe a bit of Driver 3, maybe a bit of Driver 1, maybe a bit of Driver 2, maybe a bit of Driver 4. We'll see how we go. I don't know. Feel free to suggest something. I'm glad to leave you with... what's his name? Potatoes O'Brien. Do you reckon he's Irish? Yeah, anyway. I am emulating these games. I'll see you all next week. I'm going to be releasing a video on this week based on the Fast and the Furious Showdown. So look forward to that. And thanks for hanging out. And take care of yourselves. And sorry about my bad American accents.